An Indian friend of mine named Amit, he was actually dating an American girl named Molly. So both of them, they were out on a date. He took her out to an Indian restaurant. Everything was going on well, and all of a sudden, she panicked. So this is how a lot of Indian thinks. I'm speaking from experience. So a lot of times, and some of it comes from the culture, sometimes you may notice and sometimes you wouldn't, but if you really pay close attention, you'd notice that. So a lot of times when an Indian person is dating somebody else from a different culture, or even if they're dating an Indian person, the way they think is, even though you might not have met their family yet, the other person's family yet, they're already thinking, oh, getting married, having kids and all those stuff. And sometimes you'd hear them talking about those when they're out on a date with the person. So especially if you're at the beginning stage and you are from this country, I know how you guys think, that could scare you off. And this is what happened in here. On the American side, you meet the person, you date a few times, and then you decide if you want to be exclusive. And then you even talk to the person that you want to be exclusive. And if you don't, normally it means that you could date somebody else on the side. Nobody asked you not to, so it's okay. So this is how normally it goes here. In the United States, a lot of times it becomes official, the relationship becomes official if the person is calling you as boyfriend or girlfriend when they're introducing you to somebody else. So that's a clue that you can look for. This is how it is here in the United States, but in India it isn't. So if an Indian person is dating an American person, you have to make sure, because you're coming from two different cultural backgrounds, you want to make sure you are on the same page. So communicate clearly with each other, because then the confusion will be out and the other person on panic. So when they were out on a date, they started eating, and then Amit started sharing that, oh, he wants to get married within 6 months to a year, and then he wants to have 3 kids, and those 3 kids has to be within 5 to 6 years. So he kind of laid out all of his plan the way he has it in his mind. He laid it out in front of Molly. And for Molly, it was too much because this was only their second date. This is something you have to keep in mind, that you may have all those thoughts, which definitely would change. And if you can find a person who can agree with everything that you have planned for, good luck. A lot of time it happens that you meet the other person, you hear out what they have to say, and then you compromise. But in this case, he just went out and laid out all his plan. So in this case, of course, you know what happened. He never had a third date with Molly. So in this episode, the tip I'm sharing is for my Indian friends. Even if you have those thoughts about getting married, having kids, how many kids, and all of that, discuss about it a little bit later, not in the very beginning of your relationship, because if you do that, the other person might get really scared and run away. You like the person and you have those thoughts, so just keep it internal. Say it out when it is the right time, not in the very beginning. I hope you enjoyed this short and sweet episode. I hope to see you next time. Until then, happy dating. If you know somebody who is dating somebody from outside of the culture, please share this video. It might help them. And I hope to see you next time. Please don't forget to subscribe below and give me a thumbs up so YouTube knows I exist. Bye.